Hello, and welcome to a special episode of the 602 Row Show. I'm Megan. This is Rick, and we are coming to you from who knows where in the U.S. anymore. But we are coming to you and giving you guys a special episode because we weren't able to, watch The Bachelor this week because of some stupid sports game.
I mean, NFL playoffs, kind of a big deal. But yeah,
Fair,
we
fair.
figured we'd change format just a little bit here. Had a couple options to pick from. This is the one that stuck, both from time constraints and content. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop to the next slide here. We are calling this Thorny Propositions. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, and credit for the name goes to you, and then credit for the idea goes to me. But that's
So
where the teamwork comes in. So
because we always try to pull this back to fantasy sports, these are at their core, maybe not in execution, but at their core, the idea is that they're like proposition bets, prop bets. It's NFL playoff season. With all the new sports books popping up, you can bet all kinds of player props and stuff. So we are kind of leaning into that. We will each have 3 prop bets. We have discussed what these bets are going to be worth, and the stakes are actually pretty high.
yeah, they're pretty bad stakes. I mean, bad as in if you lose, it's not gonna be pleasant for you.
So high level, I've actually stuck a slide in here with the 602 drinking rules. But high level, we will each have 3.
Yep.
For each prop bet that we lose, we will do a shot of Malort on the show. And
Mm-hmm.
then whoever loses more will do
Yeah.
602 rules for an episode with Malort being substituted for any other alcohol.
Yeah. So, we could have done it really easy and just like both taken like sure bets, but I don't think either of us did.
I tried to build mine in a very Super Bowl prop bet kind of way, trying to get in the spirit for some varsity club stuff we have coming up. And I just like to
I did
bet.
not.
Yeah, I took a peek at yours when I was updating the show, and we're gonna have some discussions about how not thorny your thorny propositions are. Yours are pretty flat.
What?
I mean, I hate to be the one to say it, but
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like they're kind of thorny. They could be.
well, we'll see. Sound off in the comments. Whose prop bets are better? All right, we're gonna start with mine. Go straight
Yeah.
through and then go through yours. So my first one is Gabby for the season over 10 swears. Over 10 and a half is the line there. She has 1 swear through 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
All of this where it's like scoring categories and stuff, we'll take it from Rose League.
Mm-hmm.
So there are only at most 7-ish episodes left of content because the Men
Yeah.
Tell All is going to chew up one of those episodes. So 1 swear in 2 episodes. I got 7 more episodes. Get 10.
Man, you like actually really thought about your bets.
Oh yeah, I tried to pick ones that were kind of aggressive. So I was looking through scoring, and
Okay.
when I saw Gabby only had 1 swear, we know she goes deep in the competition.
Yeah.
So for me, she's not going to get 7 episodes, right? She's probably only going to get 6.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that felt to me like we've seen how the end of the season goes and some of the
Mm-hmm.
emotion that comes to life.
Yeah.
I could really easily see her and the other girls as well being a little more frustrated to the point of swearing. So then I picked a number and like, does this make sense? Does it not? Because I tried to approach this in like, if I'm a sports book, could I get someone
Yeah.
to bet the other side of this? So 10 and a half
Yeah.
felt like a good spot because I feel like I could take some action on under 10 and a half.
Yeah.
So Megan, where do you fall on Gabby over under 10.5 swears for the season?
Well, I mean, just given your analysis of everything, I don't know. I still feel like over, especially because she's shown us already that she's kind of spunky. I mean, she's at this point brought out two pillows that she can sit on that have Clayton's face on them.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So, I mean, depending on what they're counting as swearing, like if we're gonna use, like if we're gonna like count like pussy and cunt, like
Which
bring it on.
they will for Rose League. It's anything
Yeah,
that's bleeped out. So yeah, that's something I hadn't
I agree.
considered.
I agree over.
All right, my second one is two girls with five or more kisses in a single episode, and then I constrained it to just the next three episodes, episodes 3 through 5. So early in the season here, Teddy week 1 had 5,
Mm-hmm.
Susie and Cassidy week 2 had 4 each.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so for me, I feel like we should get more kisses the more intensive dates we get into, the fewer girls are there. But I wanted to keep it tight because
More more kisses per person.
correct, correct. So for episodes 3 through 5, we should still be in that range where there's only one-on-one. So really, I'm banking on a one-on-one date with 5 or more kisses, and then kind of thing we saw end of last season with Brandon, where you're like still in a kiss when she's there to pick up the one-on-one date, and he's getting the kiss on the group date, he's getting the kiss at the rose ceremony. So really, the type of spot um, where we see that happening. I wanted to constrict the episode because we know it's going to happen later. But I thought we could get pretty close to a 50-50 hedge on it at episodes 3 through 5.
Yeah.
Um, so my third one is
And I,
probably.
by the way, for that one, I would actually take the opposite.
Oh, you think it doesn't happen?
Yeah, I think it doesn't happen.
Well, we might have to make a little side wager on that one. But yeah, the concept was that these should be close to 50-50, and then I'm taking my favored side on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of what mine are, but we'll talk about mine in a second.
Get to them. Yeah, my third one is something I alluded to in our picks episode. I have a love-hate relationship with Genevieve from a pick standpoint. We know Genevieve finishes top 7, final 7, however you want to look at it. She's currently number 17 in
Mm-hmm.
average scoring. So this is Genevieve to be in the top 10 by the end of week 6.
Okay.
There's one dead slot in the top 10 because of Sally.
Yeah, but like as we saw last season, like I mean, Jamie held on to one of the top 10 slots the entire season, and so Sally could just stay up there.
I think she will at 19. She scored so many points that first episode. 19 is probably top 10 for season long.
Yeah.
So really, I'm betting on Genevieve to be, top 10, but with only 9 slots available. Sally's not going
Yeah.
to hurt her slot. So
Yeah.
this is the one I felt the most uncomfortable about, but I have put so much capital into Genevieve. I really wanted to find one that gave me even more reasons to cheer for her and then hate that I did it.
Fair, fair.
So yeah, Genevieve at number 17 as we sit now. I have her inside the top 10 in average scoring by the end of week 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more weeks of Genevieve
Yeah.
scoring.
Okay. Well, yeah, and this way, like if it doesn't come true, then you have a way to like really hurt yourself for betting on her so much.
I can malort away my Genevieve and my season long picks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like we haven't actually told them what our bet is yet or what the wager is yet, but we'll get to that. Yeah, I don't know. I think just knowing some of the other people that are in the top 9 right now, part of me wants to take the opposite of that bet as well and say that she won't make it in. Because you still have Cassie, you still have Elizabeth that are pretty high up
I
there.
think the smart money is against this.
Yeah.
Cassidy's at 28.
Yeah, I
So
mean, she's
depending on how this next episode goes, if she loses a whole bunch of points and then gets sent home right off the bat, that'll pull that average down.
yeah,
Um, but Genevieve is at 7.5 across the
yeah,
first two episodes, and
she's
everyone in the top five is at more than 20.
yeah. You might be losing this one.
It's very possible. I wanted the challenging one out there. So
Yeah,
those are mine. Gabby over 10.5 swears for the season. Two girls with 5 or more kisses each in a single episode between episodes 3 and 5, and Genevieve to be top 10 in average weekly scoring by the end of week 6.
okay.
All right, now we get to jump over to yours here.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
And again, I did not put as much thought into mine. I mean, like I did, but I didn't, as far as how risky they are. But yeah, so I I was also kind of looking at some of the categories that were on the Rose League and trying to figure out which ones I wanted to use for betting. And so I chose two different ones. So far we haven't had anyone yet say that they're falling in love with Clayton, that they're in love with him, or that they love him. And so my first bet is just like really out of left field. Um, and I said that Gabby's gonna be the first one to say it. And so there are a lot of other people who could say it instead. And so, yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, I feel like Gabby, she's already kind of building some of that connection. She's spunky, she's assertive. So I could see her making it happen.
Yeah, I feel like if we were putting money line odds on these, I'd have to go one of two ways with the book. We know she's not final X, right? So you can
Yeah,
put those girls ahead
yeah,
of her from an odds standpoint. But also, what we've
right,
already seen from her, I don't think you could make an argument saying it wouldn't be her from what
right.
we've seen. So
Yeah,
I like it. I think it's a good pick. Uh,
yeah.
I think I would take the field if that was an option. But if I had to pick one girl, I don't think I could dial into it.
What do you think? I mean, like off the bat right now, if you had to pick one girl, which girl do you think is going to say it first?
Rachel.
See, I like don't even think about Rachel because I don't like
I think she's probably already in love and just hasn't had the screen time to say it to the camera.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my gut reaction, Rachel.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think the smart money would be Gabby or Susie.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was between for me, like I was thinking, actually I was thinking Teddy, Susie, or Gabby were kind of my go-tos. But okay. My next one is, I've been making a pretty big deal so far this season about how many girls we've seen Clayton kiss. And so far he has kissed 10 of his 30 girls. So we're already at like a third. And so my bet is that by the end of episode 5, so that's 3 more episodes, that Clayton will have kissed all of the remaining.
I'm trying to see where we should be at. End of episode 5 on paper
Mm-hmm.
would be the 5th rose ceremony.
Yeah, but we should be in Houston, I believe, and we should still have, I think, at least 12 girls left.
So just by my math,
Yeah, I don't have my season long notes with me because I'm not at home right now. So that's when I was making this bet. I was thinking,
all right. So spoilers, guys. After ceremony 5, which again we don't know if we're gonna get to now because the episodes are screwed up, but in theory, rose ceremony 5 is at the end of episode 5.
mm-hmm.
These are the girls who should be remaining based on what we know. Mara, Eliza,
Mm-hmm.
Serene,
Mm-hmm.
Teddy, Gabby, Genevieve, Rachel, Sarah, Susie.
Okay.
So he's kissed 7 of those 8. That's final 8, right? Final
Mm-mm.
9.
9.
He's kissed like 7 of those girls already. I like this wager.
Yeah, because he has to be, because they should just not has he kissed them, but are we going to be showing
Shown.
kissing?
Because has Mara kissed him?
No. And I can't remember now if Eliza has. Forget it on my. Well, I'm currently using my phone, so I can't check on Rosalie again. Then I
Eliza
don't remember.
has.
Eliza has. Okay, so yeah, we just need Mara then, assuming that Rose Ceremony 5 is within episode 5.
Correct. Has he kissed
Because
Genevieve?
if it's not, then there's even more girls
He
that you would have to
he
kiss.
hasn't kissed Genevieve.
Right. Yeah.
God damn it, Genevieve.
I mean,
I don't
but yeah.
I don't
So
like
and
him.
yeah, I mean, if the Rose Ceremony doesn't happen, then there's at least two more girls that he would have to kiss within that episode.
Yeah, I like it. I like that one. I
See,
I think I'd take your side of it. I think he will definitely make the rounds here.
yeah, and like I said, like it really just depends on what they're showing because there are some people that they just may never show him like kissing, but
Does Mara get a one-on-one
he does
before week
not.
5 or at all?
No,
Interesting. Genevieve, I think, gets that one-on-one in episode 5.
is it that early?
I think that's the 2-on-1.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the 2-on-1.
okay,
Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm with it.
okay. And then my last bet is goes back to my season long, which if you guys haven't been listening, we also do season long on Fantasizer. And so there, I ended up going with Teddy instead of Serene, knocking out what the proposed top four is because of some of the points that we can get on the season long. And so my bet is that Teddy's virginity is going to be mentioned 3 or more times.
It's impossible to argue the other side of this.
Like it's not though, because I mean, like you
She's gonna get a one-on-one.
yeah,
What else are they gonna talk about?
yeah, but that's one conversation, so that would count as one. But then, like if she mentions it to
The
the
producers.
girls
Yeah,
or the producers, right? Then that's 3.
yeah.
But they have to be separate instances. So like it's not how many times the word virginity is used; it's separate instances, kind of like the way that Rose League scores it, right?
I think I think you can get it all in one episode because they'll do a in person ahead of her getting the one-on-one where she's like, I haven't had a chance to talk to him about my virginity, and then he'll talk to her about her virginity, and then she'll talk again to the producers about it, and then they'll be right before he's about to give her the rose, and she'll have another one where she's like, I hope my virginity doesn't impact his choice. Like,
Yeah. I mean, we'll see because you've also argued that you don't think that she's going to play that storyline because you don't think she likes it.
yeah,
And so, I mean, I do. I think it depends on what we see and what they show. And
I'm starting to move on that one personally from a pick standpoint because they wouldn't have put it in her intro package if they didn't want to do something with it.
true.
The fascination with the versions is just weird.
So you're saying that I should have upped my number a little bit then? Made it a little bit riskier of a bet?
I like the number because it has to happen in one episode. I don't know that we're gonna get with all the other nonsense that they're showing. I don't know
Yep.
if we get any of it outside of her one-on-one,
Yeah.
like that episode. So I like the number because I think you could make an equal argument for over under
Mhm.
3. So I can't take the under because I don't think that's the right side.
See, those were 3 good
Yeah,
bets.
okay. The more we talk through them, the better they were.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, do you want to tell them what we're betting for, or should I?
So up on the screen right now is a graphic that we haven't used in a long time because we've had seemingly 8 seasons of Bachelorette since I had to go back and find the Bachelor one. To the point where we hadn't even changed the hashtag from Rose Show 602 to 602 Rose Show.
Fair. Yeah.
So this is the Club 602 official drinking game. This is what is played at the house. There are addendums to this. There's a whole bunch of nonsense that gets added onto this, but essentially these are the high and mighty Tim Tebow blessed rules. Uh, so while you're watching an episode, you
Hmm.
need to have your bottle of rosé, and you need to have a bottle of the liquor of your choice, 35% alcohol or higher. If it ain't 70 proof, it doesn't count. If anyone says here for the wrong reasons, it is a shot. If anyone has a body part blurred out, it is a shot. If there's beeped out language, it is a shot. Those are the three official canon have to have them rules
Hmm.
that's been morphed into something much more horrible. If anyone wants to see that one, I can post it. But those are the hard and fast rules. And then the bottom half of this scorecard is the drinks, where you just take a drink of whatever drink. It should be rosé, no white wine after dark. Um, Anytime you cringe or roll your eyes or like the whole room kind of groans, that's a drink. If age is mentioned, it's a drink. And the reason for that one is because the first season we rolled out the Bachelorette one was Claire's season, and it was such a mess. So that one stuck for Claire's season. But the three that have always been in there is if they're in a hot tub, if they're
Hmm.
on any vehicle that isn't a car, right? It's like an aircraft or a boat or whatever you can successfully argue with the people you're watching with. And then anytime someone says they want to steal you, can I steal you for a minute? So those would be the drinks. So Megan, with the framework of that drinking game in place, why don't
Hmm.
you tell them what we're playing for here?
Yeah. Well, we are playing for, I guess you did mention at the beginning of the episode. But we are playing for, um, so within each of our three bets, for every bet that we lose or didn't get right, we have to do a shot of Malort on this show so that we can have a video record of facial expressions and video record of just, really enjoying that Malort. And then whoever loses the most number of their three bets has to do an entire episode playing by those rules, and the shot of choice has to be more.
And for those of you that aren't from Chicago or don't have friends that hate you,
Mm-hmm.
Malort is essentially garbage water from a dumpster. It's like city gin. It's
Yeah.
gross. Really good as
It's
like a
supposed to,
bitters replacement, like cocktails and stuff.
yeah, and like it's supposed to. I learned actually, since living in Kansas City, that it's actually it was made to actually be like to help with digestion
Yeah, because you can't have digestion issues if you've thrown up all of your food.
or just shit it all out.
So that's kind of what we're playing for here. Um, Feel free to drop your own thorny propositions in the comments,
Mhm.
and if there's some good ones, we will. We might have to make it a permanent segment.
Yeah.
So that's what we have for a special episode for the off week here. As always, you can join us on the Rose League app. We are a featured league. The more people that join, the closer to the top of the list we get. We're pretty close already. Can't join in on Fantasizer season long now, but definitely bookmark the page because we got more Bachelor coming this year. So
Yeah, we do.
like and subscribe on YouTube. Our Instagrams are up there on the screen. Not as much Bachelor content on our Instagrams, but you never know. Might be a short or something that pops up there. A reel. Sorry, Instagram's the reels. And yeah, so our next episode will be the week 3 review,
Hmm.
which might include week 4 picks, might not. It depends on when we actually film it. So Batch is back this week, Monday the 24th, and as
Hmm.
far as we know, it's Monday nights the rest of the way. So
Yeah.
there's no more NFL football scheduled for Mondays the rest of the year. Well, the rest of the season. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for popping in on our thorny propositions. We'll keep track of these throughout the season because Malort shots will be had.
Yeah, I mean, at least by episode 6. So,
Ugh. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. That's gonna be a rough way to spend an episode, is trying to just get that flavor out.
Yeah, yeah.
But hey, thanks for joining us on 602 Row Show, and we'll see you guys next time.